Alright guys, thank you very much for joining us here again tonight. Got a lot of stuff to go over tonight, but first and foremost I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching us here tonight. Let's see what we got on the broadcast. We got Alan, we got Accosted, Dow888, DB Nickerson, Hypertetrahedron, Ian Toll, JMC Ballin, John Hubbard, Nerd Rocks, Powers USA, the Night Manufacturing Company, Toladiv, X-Ray Charlie Ullman, and I know somewhere around there, I guess Eagle and Jay is hiding out. So, so thank you very much, guys, for joining us here again tonight. So, alrighty. Probably are wondering what that tune is that's going off in the background. So, just go ahead and show them the printer.
Yeah. Well, wait a second. I'm hearing a hum from the speakers.
Oh yeah.
Or something. Push that button.
Yeah. There we go. That's much better.
That's what was running. It wasn't the printer. It was the speakers.
Yep. Apologize, guys.
So, you know, we've been trying to get to a different material for a while, and we thought, hey, let's try something different. We're not going to tell you what it is. We'll just show it to you printing. It's only going to take about 5 or 10 more minutes to finish up. Mm-hmm. So it's a real simple part, but it should be interesting. Can you show them this camera? Or
there you go. Yep, there it is.
Okay, so I'm going to try to bring that down. Let's move this camera forward, and if you give me that bungee cord, just keep it forward. Okay, I'll make it. There we go. I'll bungee this sucker to the something else. I don't know what to, but I'll bungee it to the front of the printer. How's that?
There you
go. A little bit lower and a little bit more like that.
Oh, the dubstep tune intro? No. That's it's actually BT. Anyone in this particular industry, when it comes to the electronic dance music industry, that would be BT and Adam K. So good stuff.
Can you move?
If you're ever gonna be coding, the guy is actually a programmer. At one point in time, it's this guy right here. Yeah. So there you go, Alan. He does a wonderful job with music since he was classically trained. So there you go.
Very nice. Anyway, so that's printing, and we'll tell you what the mystery material is shortly. It's should be fun to see what it does.
There you go. Nice.
At the same time, lots of good things happen.
Oh, whoops.
So
there we go.
So one thing, we shipped a unit to Australia about 10 days ago, and it arrived on Wednesday, and that was an engine, and this was one of our shipping tests, and we packed it like you can't believe, and ta-da! It got there in one piece with no damage of any kind. So we're happy to report that. Those of you guys have been waiting for us to ship you engines, as we've been like nail-biting time, hoping that this thing got there, but we thought it was a great shipping test, and so the engines are ready to go. So we're going to, Jim, you're the next guy. And we're going to pack it exactly the same. Mm-hmm. It should get there with no damage.
Yep.
And the other good news is on Friday they delivered the foam corners for the System 30s. So now we're ready to ship the System 30s. Don't think that we're going to ship all 50 of those at one day.
No.
It's going to take us several weeks to get many of them out. Our goal is to get half the Kickstarter shipped between now and the end of Christmas week, or by New Year's Day. Is what we're trying to do, and that's a big goal, so bear with us. We've gotten 4 of the printers out there so far. We're going to try and get close to 23 of them out over that period of time, and if we meet 15, I won't feel like a failure. If we meet over 20, I'll feel like I owe Davo a major bonus. So we will continue to kick them out. More than half the people haven't contacted us about training, so we're not sure what's going on there, and we're not bugging anybody because we couldn't handle much more, but at least positive progress is being made on all fronts, so we're very happy with that. And tonight's broadcast, we're just going to do a couple quick things, and thought we had a power failure, but instead it finished its print. Okay, so enough said about that. Let's just see if this is still hot. Well, the first thing is this material definitely sticks. There's no question about that. So I'm going to have to get it off with a razor blade. So it has very similar properties for adhesion. Well, you know what? It's not hard to get off once you start it gumming, so that's good.
Yep. Oh, popped right off.
I'm still going to say it's similar, but I would like to show you guys just how flexible this is. And it is amazing. And let's just see how flexible the thicker wall is. And look at that. So if any of you have
ABS.
Yeah, printed with ABS or even PLA, I dare say it's not that elastic. So I'm trying to get it in the camera so you guys can see, and it springs right back. Man, this could be fun. You could actually make some stuff with this. So this is from Italy.
Yep.
And we are definitely going to be carrying this material at a 9,000% markup.
No.
Well, it sounds like a good business plan to me. Anyway, we're going to show you the label where we got it from. And those of you guys that can't wait for us to be making $3 million a day off of this, we're going to show you the label. I think we showed you on the last time, but we didn't get around to printing it. So up we go. And there's your plastique. And I don't know if I see a web page on here or not.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. www.plastink.com.
And the stuff we used in this case was
the yellow rubber.
Yeah, it's the yellow rubber. So there you go. Let's see. There it is, yellow rubber.
Yep.
And you can even see the numbers on it. There we go. So you got a SKU number and everything. Just grab that off of your screen and poof. All right. So that actually went smoother, quicker, and faster than I thought it would. We could almost have done a double build.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I will tell you is this definitely has a flow characteristic while it's hot. Another thing is before that gets too cold.
Yeah. Turn it on.
Yeah, turn it on.
Okay.
And yeah, there you go. We're going to actually try and walk it out of the print head, see how it comes out okay. My guess is that the print head will be clogged. Well, let's find out. That was one of the other things. So we're going to actually change the material, and we'll let it get up to 200 degrees, and then we'll walk it back out. That was printed at 225, in case you wanted to know.
There you go.
225C. But what I would like to show you is this has what we call motorboating, and that's where it does a fill with a bunch of rapid, short moves. And if you look carefully, you will see the texture on the outside, which if you're trying to make a golf grip, you couldn't have done better. But in our case, that's not a controlled surface, so it's a random fill pattern, and it's done that way by the way the slicer does it. So again, that's one of those areas where the G2 code would have performed magnificently here. I can see using this material on the outside of an ABS handle and make a real durable grip out of it. So this is one of those things that will be fun to use in a multi-material build. The material temperature is very compatible with ABS and nylons, by the way. So this is softer than a nylon, I think, but it feels very durable. I'm quite impressed with it. I will give it the printer test. Oh yes, it's quite durable. That's where he tried the rough texture of the paint. Next I will use it on Hutch's forehead. No, that's too greasy, so he was out playing with the guys all day today.
Yeah.
So now where are we at in temperature? Okay, good. So now I'm going to try and walk it out, and I believe it's going this way.
Wow. That's actually quite solid on the top part.
Yes, it's very durable.
Yeah.
Similar to a pencil eraser.
The finish on the top, guys, is just absolutely gorgeous too.
All right, and I'm going to show you what the end of the tip looked like. And so you can see there's a little bit of a pin. And now we're going to take the material and we're going to swap it back to a ABS and see if the print head clogged or not. That was a big question mark we had, was can we go back and forth between these materials? And no guarantees. So I thought this would be very useful information. And I'm going to just cut the end off of this.
It's about a half-inch high, guys, and the walls on this guy was only roughly about 3 millimeters. So there you go. This was actually a piece that was actually had a gentleman come by this past Friday, and he works at a car dealership, and the idea was that rather than paying $1,300 for the part that they needed off of a radio, which that particular car company was not going to sell then this individual piece for anything less than $1,300 because it came with a radio. He decided, well, why not print one off? So there you go.
Yeah, it's barely moving because.
Okay. Yeah.
It's turning. It's just slow because it got the new feed rate.
So if you guys are watching us, it's straight up there.
There it is. It's starting to flow now.
Oh, hey Chris.
Hello.
So if we're lucky, this will come out. Hi, Chris.
Hey.
Yep, it's starting to come out a little bit. There we go.
And it's starting to come out just a tiny bit. Come on, baby. Work with us. Work with us.
There we go.
Looks like it's purging out just fine.
Okay.
And it should become green shortly.
Okay, it's coming out now.
Yes, everybody. No,
There you go. I'm trying to get fresh. You're just trying to.
I'll turn that sideways a
Just
little
that.
bit. There we go.
Okay. That's turned green.
And it
Yeah.
would appear that it's cleaning the tip out, and it's now in its full ABS mode. So apparently it is possible to change the materials without clogging the tip.
Yep.
And I think that's very, very important. Okay.
It's
So
really important, actually.
there you go.
Yep.
Let's see what all the questions are. You want to switch back to that camera
Yeah,
manually? Or?
absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
It's very
There we go.
strong.
Oh, I know. A little rubbery and kind of nice.
I'm
Yeah.
very impressed. Good stuff. All right, what does it say up there? It says, bark like a dog, smell like a chicken. Oh, that's us.
So yes, Eagle 1J. This is the flexible Italian stuff. Yes, and we already gave him the info. And let's see.
I can tell you right now, this is a great material. I mean, I'm very impressed with it. I can see a million uses for it. Places where I was going to use RTV, I think I would use this. We're going to want to do some temperature thing. The one thing about RTV is it's very high temperature. We use the RTV on the actual fusion chamber surface, so you know that it can handle the upper temperatures. This, I'm sure, would get quite soft, but still, I believe there's a place for everything. And if you're going to do a handle or a bumper guard or something like that,
Yeah.
I could see this taking the place of, or being used parallel type of application. I'm sure each material has its own favorite place to be, but it's a Sugru similar material. This is not quite as
It's
soft
soft,
as the
it's
Sugru.
Sugru.
I mean, I don't know what's softer. You know what? We're going to have to do some durometer tests. We'll need to get a durometer gauge in here so we can make similar objects and see what the actual stiffness of it is.
That's a lot more glossy. It's a lot more smooth than Sugru. Sugru is a lot more porous in this case, if you would ask me.
Yeah, but and two different processes. Obviously,
Yeah.
this one's automatic, but that may not be desirable in all cases. In some cases, we would like it to be workable a little bit.
Before,
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be very interesting to see. So we have a couple of students working with us, or 3 of them actually, over the holidays. So we're looking forward to having some extra help. We got some experiments we want run, so I was going to have Curry do the experiments. Got a test suite. Going to be running materials at different temperatures, different flow rates, taking documented pictures. He's a young man who has shown great interest in the 3D printing and has been here before during the Thanksgiving break. And we're going to tune up his laboratory skills. His note record keeping was not quite as polished as it could be. And if he's watching this broadcast, I'm looking out for you, man. But otherwise, his enthusiasm is totally infectious, and he's a great guy. And then the student who worked with us this summer, Daniel Monaco, is actually coming in all week this week and trying to help us get the details worked out on the fine drawings of what we've modified the new head, the MK1. And what we did with the MK1 is we have changed the PTFE geometry. You can see now it actually comes in and out quite easily. And we've changed that geometry so it has a collar on it that becomes a spacer to lock it in place. And that is working great. We made a version of that, which Hutch has been running all week with good results. And we're gonna, now we have the material in, at least I think McMaster Car should have gotten the shipment in. I got the notice that it came on Wednesday or Thursday.
The
They may have been here on Monday, actually. But,
we got it this week.
okay, good.
Yeah.
So we'll get these made up, and then the MK1 should be flying out of here like geese and duck hunt, you know, so, or something like that. Anyway, there'll be lots of them. But it really makes building this a lot easier, because we make this as a module now, and this is a module, and we insert it, and actually I didn't really do that right. The peak on the stainless steel screws and the whole end come off, and we just have 3 screws, so this is built out and pops right together with 3 screws, and that's a big plus for us. That makes much easier to build and modular, and it should make it easier for you guys if it comes a time in the future when you have to change it, because you can literally have the whole cone head as an assembly if necessary. And no, I'm not referring to myself in the second person or third person when I said cone head. So those of you who are thinking about that. So another good thing happened. You know, when I leave, things really happen better. I'm thinking I'm leaving for a month. I was in Germany on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week, taking care of our favorite customer, Bosch. God bless you guys. Trip went well. Got back early. I wasn't supposed to be back till Tuesday, but I was able to get back in yesterday night, so that's good for everybody. Just doing all the paperwork and stuff this week, today, from the week, and getting stuff ready, and doing a little broadcast action. That said, trying to think if there was anything else that happened that's of note. I think that's pretty much it. The guys just slaved away here at the salt mine. I kind of had a mini vacation where I only worked 12 hours a day and got good food every morning. I just enjoyed the heck out of it. And I got to see 2 fun movies on the plane. One about Steve Jobs, recommend it highly. I can't tell you about the other one because I don't remember it. I kind of slept through it. But it was still good. All right. What's the next thing on our list?
A yeoman asks, is it possible to change head temperature on the fly?
Absolutely.
Like the Z height?
Yeah, absolutely. So that you know, there is a fine-tune adjustment that can be done while the machine's running, and you can tweak the temperature, the flow rate, and the Z height all in real time. The temperature and the flow rate we have not enabled up to this point, although I've tested it. And the reason we didn't enable it is because we had the acknowledge problem. Once I released that software, and I was just talking with Les Music before we started, I'm going to try to let him beta test it tomorrow, and hopefully maybe Greg can help us later on this week if he gets time. If that works to our joint satisfaction, then everything will be released with that, and that allows us to do much better at the real-time adjustments on the individual items. It's a little bit tricky because you got this data stream coming through, and the data stream is queued up, and when we get an immediate command, it jumps ahead of the data stream, but doesn't jump in the middle of the current instruction. That gets to be a real problem on a decision tree there, and it really doesn't serve a purpose. I mean, one move is typically a fraction of a second, so the time constant for your feed or for your material temperature is actually quite long, comparatively speaking. So it looks like that's not an issue of any matter of factness. And oh, I guess we did have a little something to share. Did you get the pictures?
Yes, I do have the pictures.
Would you mind to show them?
Sure.
You know, our last printer test was done on System 30. It went to Seattle to Les Music. And Les has been kind enough, or just obsessive enough, I don't know how you want to say it, to print like a maniac pretty much every day. And he has gotten the handle for this printer, and knock on wood, he's still printing.
All right.
So he sent us a few pictures of some of the things he made this week. So we'd like to share them with you.
Guys, you're going to have to forgive me. The screen's going to go black. Don't worry about this. It's just me pulling up the correct stuff. So hold on just one moment. And just like so. And now I can do this, and then that, and then bam.
Wow.
Okay, guys.
Can you stretch it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is awesome. And they can still hear our voice?
Yes, yes. of
So I
course they
better
can.
watch what I say.
There you go.
This is a stool foot to keep his stool from going down into the rubber mat.
Mhm.
He had a problem with the fine end of the stool having too much pressure per unit area,
Mhm.
so he printed these.
Right.
Amazing.
Next
Oh,
one.
Yeah, let's look at. Ooh, this is a spool holder. Still a little rough. He didn't want to use the fan. He said it didn't come out any better with the fan, without the fan. I want to print this myself because I believe the texture could be improved greatly.
Mhm.
Next one. Oh, must be the other side of the mug.
Yeah.
So,
It turned out okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to write home and brag anything. This is a squirrel that I actually thought turned out pretty darn good considering everything. He's cleaned it up some for us because it had still strings between the hair of the back of the squirrel's neck and the tail. But overall, I'd like to dip this sucker in
The acetone. sort of
acetone vapor. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a good one to do the vapor test on. And there's just a simple ring that was 2 walls, and you can see the thickness between the 2 walls, and they stayed very well spaced without a filler.
thing. Oh yeah. Go to the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last one is a very interesting. He printed this. It's several millimeters thick. Looks like it's about 5 or 6.
Mhm.
And you notice the uniformity in the patterns. And this is very important to us because at first we thought those patterns might be caused by skipping on the head. But it turns out that is a slicer phenomena. And we will be looking forward to showing you a print that does not have that phenomena on it. I already know how I can get around it by cheating, but we're trying to see if we can get a slicer setting that does not have that problem. And so if on next Sunday's broadcast, we show you a smooth looking version of this, you know we conquered it. And that's kind of on my list to do this week because it's one of the things that we don't feel good about. Let's put it that way. I know it can be done.